I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So Sam Darnold and the Vikings do not reach a deal as far as the Vikings franchise tagging him. And if you ask me, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I don't want them to franchise tag Darnold or really keep him around at all. You hear me, dog? So people making it a big issue. Media, you know how the media has been telling lies, spreading fake news, false reports, very similar to the way they did with Kirk Cousins, et cetera, et cetera. Now the Vikings made it, or they said, made it very clear. Now when they said that when KOC said it, talked about reaching a deal with Sam Darnold, them wanting to keep him around, et cetera, wanting him to continue to be the quarterback. Even though they have Daniel Jones, even though they have JJ McCarthy sitting there ready to play, presuming he stays healthy for an entire offseason and especially the season. You hear me? But at the end of the day, it could have been all talk or they really could mean it. It's not over yet. No, it's not over yet. But my thing is, like I said in the previous video, it is JJ McCarthy time. It's time to see what JJ McCarthy can really do, huh? Why spend money, waste money on Sam Darnold, right? Even though the franchise tag, I believe, gave them the potential to trade him, that maybe they could have got a second round, a fifth round, etc. But it's no guarantee. My thing is, go ahead and cut the ties with Sam Darnold, though. It's time to really move on. You also got Daniel Jones. He could damn well compete for a starting position, especially after spending a whole offseason with KOC, a whole training camp. KOC molding him, spending time with him, you hear me? Helping him develop even more. Daniel Jones, an elite specimen, we all know that. But at the end of the day, it could go either way. Daniel Jones could come and produce just like Sam Darnold did. Better yet, have a better season, have a spectacular season. You hear me? You never know, dog. You never know how the NFL season will go. That's why every season is different, unexpected, etc. Right? Yeah. But some people making it a big deal. Oh, does that absolutely mean that they will release Darnold? No, I'm gonna get into the article soon, but rumors, more speculations, news is, they want to give Sam Darnold Gino Smith numbers. I repeat, they want to give Sam Darnold Gino Smith numbers. You hear me? Now, what could that entail? Well, you got to look at Geno Smith's contract. How much is he getting? Do you think Darnold is better than Smith? If you ask me, it's a close call. Would you rather see Geno Smith on the Vikings than Sam Darnold? Now we know Geno Smith can let it fly, let it rip, heavy, per talent, arm talent. He had a rebirth with Seattle, similar to the position Sam Darnold is in now, dog. And it's teams who want Sam. It's teams who will pay Guapino for Sam. But if the Vikings are really trying to reach a deal at a certain cap, then that means they want him. They just want to play fair ball. They want, they want him at their price. You hear me, dog? Now the question is, how much does Sam Darnold want to remain a Viking? How much does it mean to him? Or is it now strictly about the Guapino, him trying to get one more big contract? He saved his career. Now he gets another opportunity. I'll say it again. I don't think he will perform the same way under another head coach in another offense scheme, etc. We saw the same thing with Kirk Cousins. That shows you right there. KOC is the main culprit. KOC is needed in every situation involving what? Good, average quarterbacks. He turns them into what? Average to good, good to great. But at the end of the day, they always collapse. They always show who they are. Period, dog. In big time games, for some reason, even Sam Darnold did it. Now the protection was piss poor given that. We know all the factors. I'm not going to keep dwelling on it and saying it, repeating it, but we know what's up. It's not all on Darnold, but his mistakes, his miscues, missing wide open receivers, right? All that adds up. All that did add up in a negative way towards the Vikings' loss to the Rams in the playoffs and the Lions the previous week. He cannot evade that blame, period. Now, like I say, he wants to play fair ball. They say they want to restructure or give him A different type of deal. The question is now it's on Sam Darnold. It's on his agents, his team. What do they feel he's worth? Does it mean anything for Darnold to remain the quarterback one, remain in the system he knows he's used to? He says he loves Minnesota so goddamn much. Says he loves KOC playing under him, learning a lot from him. How much does it mean to him to keep that same chemistry, that same positive cohesion, going into next season? All questions Sam Darnold must and will ask himself, I'm sure. But his agent, part of the job, part of the game, part of the process, correct? His agent gonna push that money in his ear, push that guapino in his ear. And I get it. NFL, big business, part of the job, dog. But at the end of the day, is it about winning or strictly money? Because if Sam Darnold wants to play fair ball, guess what? He can get a solid paycheck, solid pay, get paid what he's worth. May have to take a slide discount, you hear me? But that should be okay. if you thinking about what's on the front end, dog. You hear me, dog? The future of the Vikings, him winning, competing for a Super Bowl potentially, So how much does it really mean to him? But if I'm the Vikings, I'm making the choice. I'm not trying to restructure nothing, not trying to pay Sam Darnold nothing, homie. Period. Heavy. You lost the franchise tag, trade options out the window, gaining draft capital out the window. So it's time to move on. Look at McCarthy. Look at Jones. Let's get into the article real quick, man. Yeah, dog. No more need to waste time. What are we talking about here? What are we really going to talk about, bro? Not too much more to talk about, in my opinion. Fire them comments up. Do you agree or disagree? Should the Vikings have franchised Darnold? Vikings pursuing new deal for Sam Darnold in Gino Smith price range, NFL analyst says. The Minnesota Vikings passed on using their franchise tag on starting quarterback Sam Darnold, and we might know the real reason why just days before the start of the NFL's free agent signing period. The Vikings are still pursuing Darnold, but their offer is expected to be another one-year deal worth about half of the league's $440.2 million franchise tag number, per NFL draft analyst Thor Nystrom. So they're trying to give him a major pay cut. You hear me? The question is, will he take it? Nystrom retorted a prediction by Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio. Can't believe everything Florio says. Can't believe everything that come out of Florio mouth. You know, we know how Florio do, huh? It's time to even question if Florio is a Vikings fan, man. Oh yeah, huh? It's time to question if Florio is even a Vikings fan, dog. The Vikings quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, would request a trade if the team signs Darnold to a multi-year deal. Here was his full take on the situation. Vikings ain't trading McCarthy. Duh, no cap. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. I was told in Indy that Vikes weren't tagging Darnold and that Darnold's market isn't as robust as public thinks. Minnesota Minnesota re-signed Darnold to Sam. What the hell is Fleur even talking about? Minnesota re-signed Sam to 1 year, $20 million, $25 million range deal if a market doesn't emerge, with the understanding it'll be a competition. I mean, you go from 50, 40, all the way down to 20, 25 mil range, dog. And I guess that's Geno Smith's numbers. That makes sense to me. Homie. Heavy. Shit, even the 15, I'll knock it down to 15. You hear me? I mean, say what you want. Some people will say, oh, are you crazy? 20 mil? That's a big cut. Darnold's doing the Vikings a favor. Well, according to Florio, it's not a lot of teams after him. He doesn't have a big market. NFL teams don't really want him that bad, like the narrative is being pushed, huh? Like the media is pushing, huh? So-called experts and analysts, right? So maybe Darnold is not being that much sought after by teams, Maybe it's not a big demand for Darnold. Period, dog. No cap. Would you be surprised? Would you be shocked? I'm sure a lot of teams said, hey, we seen enough, bruh, of the last 2 weeks. We can't trust them. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. So let's not just assume, dog, that teams are just biting at the bit to pay Sam Darnold this amount of guapino, huh? An unrealistic amount of guapino. Gotta calm it down. Point number 3 is the most notable. As Darnold was always expected to hit free agency and gauge his market value, he'll most likely sign his next contract elsewhere unless the bottom completely falls out of his market, which Nystrom hints at in his report. McCarthy has stated his desire to have a fair chance to start in 25, but it would be hard to see what truly happening. But it would be hard to see that truly happening if the Vikings bring Darnold back on a contract in the Gino Smith range of $25 million for 25. Darnold won 14 games in 24 and would be more than doubling his previous salary, so McCarthy would most likely enter training camp as the number 2. Well, if McCarthy wants a fair chance, like, what is he talking about? You know, is McCarthy that weak-minded? He requests the trade because he got to compete? Either way, re-sign Sam Darnold or not, McCarthy's still going to get a fair chance, homie, period. He's still going to get an opportunity, a chance to prove himself, correct? Yeah, just because Darnold in the building, what that mean? What the hell do that mean, huh? That mean McCarthy can't compete? McCarthy can't be the number 1? No, it's up to McCarthy. It's up to J.J. McCarthy at the end of the day. You hear me? Can't nobody take it away from him except him. If he outplays Darnold, beats Darnold out, earns the position, takes the position, like some speculated he was doing last offseason before the injury, you know, had two really good games, really good touchdown throws. So we're talking about him getting opportunity. McCarthy will get an opportunity either way it goes, a fair chance, whatever he wants to call it. Period, huh? Bottom line. Like, what we talking about here, man? Does McCarthy want to compete or not? Is he scared to compete or not, huh? While probably unlikely, this represents the best case scenario for the Vikings, who will want to see McCarthy handle more reps and bulk up his body coming off a lost rookie season. Getting Darnold back for 1 year at nearly half of his projected market value would shore up their quarterback situation and leave plenty of cap space to be aggressive in free agency. Facts. You know, it's all about keeping as much money as possible so Kwesi can spend it in free agency, dog. But think about it. You pay Sam Darnold instead of maybe getting 2 players in free agency, you can only afford 1. Is Darnold worth it? Huh? Is he really worth it? At face value, the Vikings are making Darnold a lowball offer here. While he's far from a slam dunk signing in free agency due to his short track record and lack of big game experience, there should be enough QB needy teams in the NFL willing to offer him more than $25 million in average annual value. Baker Mayfield's current contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3 years, $100 million, $33.3 million average feels like the perfect comp for Darnold's camp. And it's hard not to see teams like the Titans, Giants, and Raiders putting an offer like that on the table next week. Well, they can have him then. Period, homie. They can have his ass then. Get him up out of there. That's it for the article. But yeah, dog, ain't nobody finna overpay Darnold, bruh. Huh? The Vikings will be stupid. It would be a piss poor move if they overpay Darnold, especially how he performed the last 2 weeks of the season, biggest games, everything on the line. I don't care if he wasn't the main factor. It wasn't only because of him. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball bad. And this is the business, so they got to pick and choose. They can't just let the whole line go, huh? You hear me, dog? Yeah, they can't just release the whole line and cut them quickly and swiftly, you know? Because maybe they don't want to restructure the contract, take a pay cut. Some linemen they're stuck with, huh? They already re-signed them, gave them their deals, extensions, all that. But at the end of the day, if Sam Darnold don't want to play fair ball, he don't need $33.3 million. Nuh-uh. I'm not giving Sam Darnold that. No cap, bro. I wouldn't even gave it to Mayfield, period. But Sam Darnold, no. Now, if he would have finished strong, performed well in big-time moments under the big lights, nah. He had too many flashes of looking like Kirk Cousins for me, huh? We've been there before. Same scenario, same story, same narrative, right? We've seen it, dog. Numerous times as Vikings fans, especially with that bum bozo Kirk Cousins when he was here, right? Yeah, when he was up in here, getting over, eating off the squad, getting overpaid for years, homie. So we know the feeling. We know what time it is, dog. So it should be a simple answer to the question. Should the Vikings re-sign Sam Darnold? I'm still saying no. Whatever the price is, I'm saying no. Save as much as you can for free agency. Throw it all up in there, dog. No cap. You hear me? But if they do, if they feel the need, feel the urge, huh? All right, bet. Minimum deal. Gino Smith numbers? All right, cool. Maybe even less though, bruh. For real. I stand on that 10 toes down. Build your team, build your squad, build your roster, build around your quarterback, McCarthy. And McCarthy, step up either way, dog. Period, huh? Heavy, huh? You hear me? Let me know how you feel about the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell. Feedback is much appreciated. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes, win, lose, or draw. Heavy. Yeah.